Alright, I'm going to record it from a cold start. We got the fuel on. Notice that there is no choke on. This is completely cold, though we are in Florida, so it's probably at about 90 degrees already. It's not covered at the moment. She just starts right up. So that's definitely a rich condition. I'm starting her every couple of days just because I don't want the carburetors to really get very gummed up. Still haven't been riding her because the front end is off of an 82 Nighthawk. Completely destroys the rake and trail. There's my dad breaking the shot. Yeah, there as 82 Nighthawk front end completely messing up the rake and trail, and you really can't. Well, never mind. I guess it was just me. Well, yeah, lock up here really doesn't turn the wheel very far. You might not be able to see it on the video, but see, that's full steering lock. It looks like it's turned a lot there, but on the bike it doesn't feel like it moves it at all. It's really, really hard to move this thing around, and I want to say parking lots, but I haven't ridden it in a parking lot in a long time. In the yard, it's really, really hard to move the thing around. Now the idle's dropping a bit. Now it's warmed up a little more. And see, if I adjust the idle a bit, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I just turned it maybe half an inch, another half inch. Blip the throttle. It's sounding better than it's been sounding. Now it sounds like it's idling too high, of course. So down a little, maybe another quarter of an inch. And see, it'll hold itself. And it looks like maybe it's gonna climb on its own. No, it usually does it, but you can never tell when it's going to. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if this is a really good idle right here or not. But with it hanging up the way it does, it's hard to tell if it's idling or hanging up. And you see, if I adjust the idle screw while it's hanging up, it'll stop hanging up. Or sometimes it'll adjust how high it's hanging up. Yeah, see, I'm turning it down and it's hanging up at lower RPMs. And then it drops. So I don't know, maybe an idle circuit problem. I don't think I want to contribute this to the fact that it's been sitting for so long, because it did pretty much the exact same thing before I parked it, except not as consistently. So I'm fairly certain it's incorrect jetting, or maybe a vacuum leak somewhere that I didn't cover whenever everything was rebuilt. And maybe you're hearing it popping. It's going to be hard to catch it, but every time it pops, a little bit of flame likes to shoot out. Now, this is probably warmed up enough. See? Completely off the throttle. And it only lowered when I lowered the idle screw, but now it's idling really low, of course. If I blip again, it won't hang up as bad. But see, now it's idling really low. If I bring the idle back up to where a little more healthy level, then I blip again. Well, it's not hanging. Maybe that's the sweet spot. It's not hanging as bad right there, but it's still hanging. Like, you can watch my hand. Yeah, still. When I lower the idle, it doesn't do it as bad or as frequently. But then it, you know, it's idling way too low. Sounds very unhealthy. And that's how I was able to stop the hang up before I stopped riding it. So yeah, this is pretty much exactly what it used to do before. The low idle was the only way to avoid the hang up. It's just before sometimes it would go without it. This time it's pretty much every time. And yeah, this is right about where she would idle before. I'd always be afraid of stalling, have to rev at lights, and it's the only thing that would really avoid that hang up. See, it doesn't hang up. It doesn't hang up as bad with that low idle. It still does it a little, but not nearly as bad. Anyhow, sorry for the long video. Hopefully this provides some insight.